All right. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We are back. We are back. It's funny, right? So I got a little bit of a job to do. I got a little bit of a job to do over the next couple of days because I recorded a solo episode already and I never dropped it. So I gotta drop this. I gotta drop that before I drop this. But yo, man, we back, baby. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I got a good one for y'all too, because this is something that's near and dear to my heart, especially as of lately. So we gonna get into it. We gonna hit the topic hard, and then I'm getting the fuck out of y'all hair. But if you're watching out there, you're streaming live, make sure you stick around. Whole lot of dope shit, whole lot of dope individuals on this show. My name is Eric, the host. There is no other dope individual with me today. Unfortunately, my guest today, he ran into some car trouble, so he needs to go work his shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's happened to me on my way to a podcast, so I understand. Your boy go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting shit take me off the path. We just gonna keep riding and keep rolling. But yeah, so everything I was planning to talk about tonight with this, with the guests, is not gonna happen. However, there is something that I truly want to address. And it's tied into all the things that is going on in the United States and around the world at this moment in time. People have to realize the power that they have with social media. I want to repeat that for y'all again. People have to realize the power that we have on social media. Not only the change we can create and the waves we can create, but also the negativity that we can bring. So we have to use these platforms responsibly. I live in America. I know there's somebody on here that's from France. I don't know what y'all laws is like, but here in America, we got freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, however the fuck you want, and nobody could really say nothing to you. It could be rude as shit. It could be the kindest, sweetest thing you've ever heard. It can be the most vile shit you've ever heard. And for the most part, there is literally nothing no one can do to you to stop you from saying what you think you need to say, right? You take something that is fairly new, which is social media. You know what I'm saying? Like the earliest phases of social media for me would probably be like AIM. That's a little bit further back, but you know what I'm saying? Like that didn't have all the intricacies and things included that today's social media has. Shit, even MySpace, where the customization of what you can put online really started to take shape. Like today's social media is vastly different from what we were accustomed to just 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And the impact of social media is absolutely nuts. In many cases, people are going to social media before they go to news outlets to get updated news on topics, whether it be sports, whether it be world politics, whether it be local stuff. People are going to social media, Facebook and Twitter, to get their news, to get their updates, right? And which is a beautiful thing, because all throughout in America, right, we have journalists that are puppets for the most part. And for all the journalists that aren't puppets, they're typically ostracized or demonized or they're murdered, which is absolutely nuts. So journalism has taken a big hit. And when journalism takes a big hit, guess what else takes a big hit? Truth, right? Truth is subjective for the most part. If we could watch a car crash happen from two different angles and see two totally different things and blame two totally different people. So truth is subjective. However, we have a responsibility to be as close to the truth as possible. And if you are not moving in that way, you are using your platform wrong. You are misusing your platform, because at a time where just 10, 15 years ago, almost nobody had a voice to speak on certain things, weren't privy to talk on certain things, and weren't able to get noticed by talking about certain things. Now everyone has a platform. Shit, even myself, there's people watching this show right now, a platform that I created. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can do this. Anybody can get up, put a camera on, turn on YouTube, turn on whatever they want to record on, and let it fly. And it can be straight lies, no factual backup. And in many cases, people will run what they hear. In the few comments or the few people that you might piss off or ruffle some feathers or get to jog their brains, getting them brains working a little bit, they might be the ones to question. They might be the ones to go and do just another 45 seconds of research on Google and check some stuff out, or ChatGPT, wherever you get your factual information from, right? But I say all this to say that recently I experienced, and not only me, but I'm only speaking about myself at this moment, I experienced what it felt like to be hated, not disliked, not people just trying to like just pull you out of character, like legitimately hated. I felt what true hatred felt like. And it was very, very, very complicated for me to deal with. I am a person that tries to bring positivity into the world. That's first and foremost. I try to have everything that I do, I try to incorporate love into it, so that way there is no mixed messages about who Eric is, who Eric Rodriguez is, who Eric the host is, any of it. There's no misconceptions. That I'm a person that is gonna be respectful, that's gonna be honest with you, that is gonna give love in whatever way that I can, whatever way that I know how to. And if I can't do those things that are true to me and true within my heart, I typically don't engage. That's how I refrain from doing fuck shit, doing shit that is lacking in integrity, right? But because these platforms, these social media platforms, there is no checks and balances in it. People are free to do and say as they please, which is fine. But there has to be a limitation to the things that people can get away with. Like recently I experienced in a facet of my life defamation of character by a ghost, by a faceless Facebook profile, right? And there's nothing I can do about it. And when people jump on there to engage with the content, they're not asking for proof. They're not asking for details. They're not asking for context. None of those things matter in those moments, right? They're just going by what if they read. But that's a very damaging and very damning way to go about things, especially when you're trying to separate the fact from the fiction. You have to ask questions. You have to be willing to just dig just a little bit. Like I said, in many cases, within 45 seconds, in many cases, you can figure out whether something is a factual or a lie by going to the source, checking on Google, anything, checking a company's website, whatever it is. You can typically verify a lot of the claims that you see on social media. The problem is most people on social media are looking for their next dopamine hit. And if that's what you're on social media for, that's cool. But understand that there's consequences to your actions. And not only that, besides the consequences, we are interfering. And I'm going to say we, because there was a time in my life where I engaged in some of this shit. And I no longer play the puppet role because I realized that it's more detrimental than it is helpful. Especially when you're not adding value to something. Especially when you're not adding value to nothing. When you just want to see, when you smell smoke and you just want to see what's burning, and then you just stand there with your popcorn and you're not actually trying to find no water, no fire extinguisher, no firefighters. You're just eating your bag of chips, and you might throw that bag of chips in the fire too, just for the fuck of it. Like that's cornball shit. That is cornball shit. That's lacking integrity. You know what I'm saying? And social media has allowed people who lack in integrity to get away with this for a very long time. And what I want to tell y'all is that every single time you do that, where you run with people's made up fictional fucking stories, you're demonizing and you're defaming someone who worked very, very hard in many cases to build up whatever reputation that they have, whatever name that they have. to build up their clientele list. Any of it. That's what you're interfering with. You're interfering with the livelihood of them and maybe how they feed their family, how they take care of their kids. And these things are not going through the mind of the average person who spends 3 to 4 hours a day just scrolling, looking for dopamine hits. And what I want to tell everybody is that we all have a platform and we should all use that shit responsibly. I understand nobody's going to bat 1,000, but you can easily make a conscious decision to say, I'm either going to interact with this and I'm going to see if I can get to the truth, or this looks really, really messy and I'm going to avoid it at all costs. We all have that choice. We all have that choice. And a lot of us, many of us, especially people that I see, have been making the wrong choice about how they want to use their platform and whether they want to use it responsibly. Understand that the average person on social media has the opportunity to be seen by millions of eyes like that. Overnight, you could have 100 followers today and have 50,000 tomorrow off of one video. That's power. That's influence. Whether you realize it or not, whether you think you got famous for something stupid or not, people are engaging with that. People are watching it. People are consuming it. People have thoughts and feelings about it. And these are things that people aren't really being conscious of when they're engaging in things, and they're not even asking for, hey, is this factual information of what I'm engaging with? Is the company or the person I'm talking about, is this actually real, or am I following a lie and I'm actually hurting the person that's on the other end of this lie? We have to be willing to take 2 extra seconds to verify whether we're engaging with true shit or not. And if you don't care, if you do not care whether you're engaging with things that are factually based or falsely based, you do not deserve to be on social media. I'll be honest, I've been over the trolling shit for years. I literally got off Facebook for 2 years because everybody just was okay with being a troll. Like, why? Why as a society, we're okay with the bullshit, bro? Why are we okay with people just making shit up? Why are we okay with people taking very serious matters that affect people every day and allowing people to make fucking mockery of it? There's people out here with real issues, with real struggles, and we think everything's a fucking game because it's on a cell phone. Bro, these are people's real lives that you guys are interfering with. Livelihoods that you are interfering with. Things that people have worked their entire lives to build with their own 2 fucking hands and their blood, sweat, and tears, and every hour that they can invest into that. And you guys don't care. And you don't care enough to even figure out if you're perpetrating a lie or the truth. We got to be better. We got to be better. Anybody who has a social media platform, you have power. You have power. You have power. Everybody watching this episode, everybody listening to this episode, if you got a social media profile, you have power. Use it responsibly. With great power comes great responsibility. That shit is always going to ring true. And I want to let you guys know that you have power. Realize it or not. We have an opportunity right now in this country. We've all been watching in America how Trump rolled back certain policies, and it's affecting people in every facet of life. They were just here in where I live at, in the town right next to us called Bethlehem, and they walked up in the McDonald's, and they were pulling people off the shift. You know what I'm saying? What this is if anybody doesn't really understand what's going on right now, look up New York 2000s, right? Stop and frisk. That's what's going on right now. It's not just going to be Mexicans. It's not just going to be Colombians or Ecuadorians. It's going to be anybody that ain't white. If you don't look white, if you speak a different language, you are even myself, we are the ones who are going to bear the brunt of this. And what I want to tell everybody is we don't have to bear the brunt of it. We do not have to deal with our civil liberties being fucking violated. We don't. We can do something about it. We could take it to our local leadership. We could take it to our state leadership. And absolute worst, because federal ain't gonna do shit. Absolute worst, we have a First Amendment right and a Second Amendment right. We got a right to bear arms and we got a freedom of speech. And those are two things they can't take from people. And you don't need to be, all you need is to be an American citizen and you got both of those civil liberties. Unless you're a felon, then, you know, you got to do things a little bit different. But for the most part, we can fight back. I want people to understand that we do not have to be victims. We do not have to be victimized by a system that wasn't built for us, not built by us, and has never valued us. We don't have to be victimized by it. And if you got a social media platform and you read some of this stuff or you see these videos or you know in your neighborhood that these things are going on, you can use your platform, your power, and do something about it and speak on it. We don't got to share memes and the funny shit all the time. We could take some things a little bit serious because real people's lives are being affected here. If you have a social media platform, please use it responsibly. And please use it to create positive change in the world, whether it's within your community, whether it's within your little circle, whether it's in your state, in your country. It doesn't matter. Bring value. Bring value. Don't bring drama. Bring value. Don't bring more hatred. Bring love. Don't bring more sorrow. Try to bring happiness. We do not have to keep perpetrating the same shit from the past. Everybody always says that. The other day I was scrolling on Instagram and he's like, and I found a young black scientist who learned how to take recycled material and turn it into crude oil and then change that into gasoline. And every single comment, the first 10 comments, they're like, protect this man at all costs for they kill him. Protect this man at all costs. Somebody hide this man. Please don't put your research online. They kill people for this. Everybody's saying this. And I get on there and I comment, why is everybody waiting for this man to be kidnapped, his work stolen, or him murdered? Why is that the first thing that goes through our mind? Why are we expecting other people to protect scientists that look like us? Or to protect the work of scientists who look like us? Because in the past it was stolen. You know why it was stolen? Because we allowed them to take it. Nobody just gets robbed, bro. It doesn't happen like that. We allow people to do things to us because we think we're powerless. We're not. We're not. And the moment we stop feeling like we're victims of everything, bro, is the moment we could realize that we've been in control of this shit the whole time and never really realized it because we've been so used to getting on our phone and scrolling for 4 hours at fucking memes and bullshit that we can't even focus on the shit that truly matters, the things that are going to affect us, the things that are going to affect our children and our children's children. We can change these things, bro. All these things are changeable. All these things they're not set in stone. They're not etched. And I don't know when we adopted this mindset that we were stuck. 5 years ago, when I was 24 years old, I was 24 years old. I had no fucking clue how to do it. I ran for city council in my city. And I lost. And it was very, very complicated for me to deal with the fact that I poured my heart and soul into something and I came up short. You know what I did learn 5 years later that I got to reflect on? That the change is fucking possible. To some people, I lost by that much. To some people, I was never really that close. And that's fine. I lost by 198 votes in a city with 135,000 people. I lost by less than 200 votes to win a city council seat in the third largest city in the state of Pennsylvania at 24 years old. And I had no clue how to do it. When I set out and I said I was going to run, I didn't know what I was going to do. And now I'm not saying everybody should go out and be a politician or run for a political office, but there's a lot of things we can do. You can run for magistrate judge. All them little judges that handle truancy cases and people who broke their fucking probation and all those still things. We need magistrate judge. You don't need to go to law school for that. I don't know if you guys know that, but you don't. You can be the reason why people have the opportunity to not have their license, their ability to drive so they can get to work, to pay fines that the state or the city is pushing on them. You could be the reason why they can keep that license by being a magistrate judge. I ran for city council. I realized it was a huge issue with wealth distribution, just like the entire America. The average American, 60% of Americans can't afford a $600 bill. 40% of Americans cannot afford a $400 medical bill. Everybody's on the verge of being fucking homeless. So I ran for something that I wanted to control the money. I realized there was a big wealth discrepancy in the city of Allentown, and I wanted to help it. So I ran for city council. But you don't got to run for city council if you don't want to. You can run for fucking school board. I'm pretty sure y'all education system sucks ass, just like ours does. But we can do something about it. We can figure out where the money's being funneled, and we can funnel it to the right programs. You got a homelessness problem. Start a nonprofit. There's plenty of grants out there. There's plenty of people in need out there. We can create real fucking change, and when you can use these platforms that we're talking and you're watching this video on to share those. We have power. We need a little bit of integrity when we're using these platforms, though. We need a little bit of integrity. We have to realize that, you know what? I know this is funny. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but you know what? This might be counterproductive to the movement. This might be counterproductive to this man's hard work that he's been working on, even though he made a mistake in this moment. Instead of trying to tear people down, let's build people up. Let's build each other up. Listen, you know why people have been oppressed for 400 years, especially people that look like me? You know why we've been oppressed for 400 years? You know why? Because we do more of this than more of this. We do more of this than more of this. We fight with each other more than we unify around each other. It always brings me back, right, to people when that one time where like Dove made that commercial and the white lady turned black. I forget exactly what happened, but Dove had a racist commercial a couple years ago. I didn't really think it was that bad, but Dove had a commercial where they got some bad press for some racism, right? And for 2 weeks, people were mad. I bet you niggas are using Dove again, right? But you take a small business and you run it through the mud, and they're not as big as Dove. They can't recover as fast as Dove. They don't have as many resources as a company like Dove. What you say has power. They may never fucking recover based on what you had to say. The lies y'all made up. There's power. There's power. And we have to use that shit responsibly. Instead of trying to tear down the man that's working for everything he has at this moment in time, how about you go tear down the institutions, governments, and politicians and businesses that have been poisoning our people, that have been allowing people to be mass incarcerated, or judges that let police officers off, and politicians that do shady shit, or people who embezzle money. Like we can be attacking people who is due their day of judgment. Since everybody want to play God all of a sudden, we can do this to people who are deserving of being drugged through the mud. You don't do it to the people who are building. You don't do it to the people that are this big in a vast ecosystem. And I understand accountability is important, but you can only hold people accountable to what you know is factual. This goes back to us having integrity and taking just a little bit more time just to make sure the shit that we are perpetrating is actual factuals. We need to do better as a society. If you have a social media platform, you need to use it responsibly. And responsibly looks different for everybody. But understand something. If you're perpetrating the fuckery, that's not responsible. If you're lacking in integrity in the things that you share and you speak on, that's not That's not moving in good faith. It's very easy to tear people down. It's so easy to shit on somebody, especially when you ain't got shit. It's very easy to shit on people. But understand something. The little guys have to look out for the little guys. Because trust me, there's always a whale. There's always a great white shark coming to eat both of us. And we don't stand a chance as singles, as individuals. But we could do some good goddamn damage standing together. If not, we'll win. This is what I want to say to all of y'all because I'm going to let y'all off. My rant is over. I really wanted to come on here and try to hammer on the fact that social media platforms is a sense of power. If you have a social media, it doesn't matter whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, you have power and you have a voice. You have a voice that could be magnified and put in the front of millions overnight. And you never know what is going to make you catapult to the front line of the public eye. You don't know. But if you're gonna be known for something that you were trying to do right in that moment, you were trying to bring awareness to something that wasn't getting enough attention in that moment, we do not have to tear each other down to build ourselves up. It doesn't work like that. That's crabs in a barrel. And we have enough crabs in a barrel. And we've been crabs long enough in that very barrel. And we have an entire world in government, in police, in school system, in judicial system working against us. The last thing we need to be doing as a culture of people, as citizens of America, is tearing one another down. Find something you care about and go fight for that. Don't be so quick to jump on a bandwagon just because it got 1,000 comments. Make sure the information is true. Use your platform responsibly. Have integrity when you're navigating on these platforms. And take it serious because you never know who you're affecting. I want to say thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all shoot for the moon because if you miss, you still amongst the stars, baby. Yeah. And we are out. Peace. Yeah. If you popped in on YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Whole lot of dope shit with a whole lot of dope individuals. 2025 is the Dope Individuals Only podcast. Yeah, I promise you. We gonna spread a lot of love, a lot of positivity, and we gonna ruffle some feathers. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud.